I just wanted to ask, do you use like ChatGPT or you have some particular app you're using?
I use Claude. This is how you pronounce it, right? Nobody can pronounce it properly. It's really good. Chat. I feel like it didn't ignore a little bit what I wanted it to do, especially the 4.0. Don't like it. So Claude really like listens to me, which I like.
Okay. Okay, now we can move on
Yeah,
from the
let's
food section.
move on. But good break. Thank you, and thanks to Sentry for sponsoring this break.
Yeah, thank you, Century. I'm a paying customer.
Hey yo,
I will also take a hat if it's okay.
I'll arrange this for you. Excuse me. Yes. Yeah, it's for Lucas. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, good. Yeah.
But Lucas, you mentioned you were building and working in a startup before. How is that journey compared to bootstrapping now? And like, just a question also, did you ever consider to raise money for StageTimer as well? Or do you plan to do that at some point?
I literally talked to investors before.
I've heard you saying that and
twice. But here's the thing. I mean, it's a often sung song, I think. In having investment money changes your company significantly, right? And you feel this even if you're just employee, so as I was, because of you get your stock options, but then it's like a gamble, and then you understand, okay, now the CEO, he's just running around the whole time looking for new investment.
yes.
And if he's not looking for new investment, he needs to make sure that the old investors, know that everything is going well, and then they expect that you grow 3x per year, like 300% growth per year. It's kind of like the baseline that they all expect. And it's hard. It's so hard, especially if the economy is not really really profitable. And then now you have to. So the startup thinks that the bootstrapper says, let's have profitability and let's grow organically and let's spend what we don't need for our life on top for ads and whatever. And the funded startup says, in 3 years, when we have our next round, we need to be like 9x bigger, actually more than like 12x or something, bigger than right now. So if we need to be like, let's say 10, if we need to be 10x bigger, let's already have 10x the people, 10x the ad spend, 10x the whatever, everything, right? So you spend the money now as if you're already 10 times as big. And then you are in this red race, and it's like over and over. And as soon as you cannot prove that you grow anymore, your investor says, what? Like, shut down, give us the rest of your money back. Let's do a down round. Let's dilute it. Let's find people and make an unprofitable round. And then in the end, you sit there as founder and you have 5% left of a company, and then you sell it, or 1%, you sell it for a gigantic amount of money. And you sit there with like 2 million in the end, or 4 million. Yeah, you get the cool stories where people get really rich. But most of the stories are the people do not get rich. And they just spend all this gray hair and burn out and then get nothing.
I don't know, should I cry? Like,
You're making Sandra cry right now. I hope you're happy
why are you
with
funded?
yourself, Mister.
You can do it well too, right? You just have to
No.
be aware that this...
Now you cannot take it back. Now,
Yeah,
because
now
you said what you had to say. It's too late. You've messed it up, man. It's just...
You asked what I experienced in my startup, and that's exactly what I experienced in the startup I was working.
You are very right. Like, you didn't say anything wrong. Like, I think that amount of pressure is very hard to handle. And I think, you jump... The startup stories or startup success stories are more shared than the failure ones. So anytime you have like these ideas of building something, I was first time introduced to independent building or bootstrapping in this community. Before that, everything was like startup, and we are like having ideas, but next to having ideas, you are chasing money to build these ideas. So I totally get you, but you said that you are talking with investors. So
yeah, because if like this was inbound, so if somebody comes to you that has whatever millions of dollars on their bank account and says, I want to talk to you about your company, I'm not going to say no. I want to hear you out, what do these people? I don't have people like this in my family or in my friends. I want to hear them. But I'm also going to be honest and say, my company right now is probably not for funding.
But you would want an angel investor then, and not, or is that?
No, I
why
thought
you're
really
still-
hard about it, and I would only get somebody who can help me like with knowledge, like a smart investor, quote unquote, who does not want us to grow like crazy and have an exit in such and such amount of years. And to someone like this we talked, but they also saw that our market size is probably and our growth potential is probably not there. So yeah, so I got lucky with my product. I didn't get that lucky.
But then did you ever consider into like how to expand the market? Would that be something going outside of the current features you have on the product? Would that be possible?
Yeah, I've thought a lot about it. Right? Can you translate? Can you do something else? Can you include other people? Here's what I observe with software. You have a tool. It's cool. People love it. It's easy. And then you say, oh, let's also get this, let's get this other group of people also like our software. So you add features, and then you get the third group of people and you add features. And then the first group of people says, now it's complicated. I don't like it anymore. And it became enterprise software, and they look for something else. And then you're in this rut, and like you're in this kind of Photoshop mode, right? It can do everything, and also people don't really like it anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, isn't it better to just build like a second product? Literally what I'm doing.
Right, that's with Rundown Studio, and
Yeah.
that was from a customer request, or how did that come to be?
Actually, it was from a friend. Like I got into communities, like in this space. I got into a Discord community where people talk about live video production, and then made friends with the guy who owns the community, and we had regular chats because he's also a developer and does his own product. And we were like, you know what? People want this. Let's build it. And it happened to be very similar to StageTimer, which I already built. So kind of the logical jump was very similar. I had a bit of fear, do I build my own competition? On the other hand, if people don't want to use the one, they go to the other one, and we still get the money.
Sure. We've seen this a little bit. I think it's a way to experiment without risking that much. If you followed Thibaut Maker with type frames, and then he made Revid from it, which is exact same product, but different targeting, different, and probably new features in the meantime. But it turns out that the newer product is actually better. So he was thinking to shut down type frames where it came from. So I think that's very interesting.
The cool thing you can do is you can do the experimental stuff first. You can say, I always thought if I do it this way, it's better. And then you do it and you try the new product and you find out either it's better or it's not.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
But it's quite interesting. Is this a group in Germany, the Discord, or is it just global or different? Global, okay. Yeah. So it's quite, I keep asking about Germany because at some point you left for Asia, right? That was the thing everyone does.
Exactly.
You look for a place where you can stretch your runway, and that seems like a brilliant idea. How did that work for you? Was it a good journey?
I love it. I mean, people do it, and everybody should do it. Do this like indie hacker, a nomad thing. However, there's drawbacks, right? Like everything has drawbacks. This one has trade-offs. And the trade-off is if you travel the whole time, it really wears you down a little bit. And that's why most of these nomads, they end up staying in one place for 6 months. They say, oh, I like this place and this place, and I'm just going to go back and forth. So for me, I also felt like...
Did you stay?
We ended up staying 6 months, and then we came back. And but it's also, I'm 35, and we wanted to settle down, and said, you know what? We loved our life settling down also. Let's do it. And then we decided to have kids.
Well, that's kind of like, lifetime value deal you got there. It's a good one. Come on, guys. It's a good one. I had it there.
The baby is, high LTV. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do
course.
you
No
feel
churn.
now? Like you know, we all work a lot and there's no hours. Did this slow you down? Like building also a family life next to building a business and
I think as bootstrapper, it's easier because you're flexible and you can help each other easy, right? You don't leave the house in the morning and come back in the evening, and then the baby's exhausted and the mother's exhausted and you are exhausted and you still have to deal with everything. I think we're handling quite well, but it takes a lot of time. Obviously, it's takes a chunk out of your day, and you have to
yeah, you need to
take
find the
that
right
from somewhere
balance.
else.
Yeah.
You've adjusted very well because sometimes, I mean, I haven't seen the behind the scenes, of course, but a lot of people are saying, oh, their sleep is gone. Like, this is very difficult. But you seem to be in a fairly comfortable spot. So
Yeah, maybe we got lucky, and he has a good rhythm, and we can
not this again.
handle it.
Lera needs to do this in
Can't
edits
believe.
every time Lukas said we got lucky. There's
You seem to be a very. Have you? Okay, listen. Pretty crazy idea. Have you ever went to the lottery and have bought a lot of stuff?
No, so here's the thing. Here's what I think, right? People say having a successful business is like, what, 1% chance? The thing is you can do it over and over, right? So you can just increase your chances by trying again. And I feel we kind of approach having kids almost like a business. We said, okay, it may work out, it may not work out. It's kind of a project, and we have to try, just like marketing, you try this, you try that, this works, this doesn't work.
yeah.
Kid is the same, and you can kind of increase your luck by being smart, reading about it, trying a few things.
I'll have to stop you there.
Yeah.
Because we're approaching a very serious question. If
Okay,
I were to
I'm gonna be gone for 5 minutes here.
show you, if I were to show you this huge box of Legos,
Woo!
would you be my best friend? Because I really, you know what I need? I need someone to like take this really nice. It's massive, nice German truck. It's a
Woo!
huge German truck.
I love it.
And I need someone to kind of look at it and come up with a brand new idea from this set. Are you familiar with that? Can you?
I believe it's
can you put
incredibly hard to do, but I know that people do it, and I love it.
How much of your day do you spend on Legos?
Right now, I cut it out because of the baby, but I did like the no screen time, an hour and 2 hours.
There you go. So that's where the baby drama comes now. So you don't have hobbies anymore.
I'm
Let's
getting a
spill
new
the
one.
beans. Yeah. Perfect life, Lucas. Now it's coming out. No hobbies. What else?
I'm gonna learn how to fly. I'm really excited.
Right. That's cool. I saw that. So one of our common acquaintances, Dima, he posted this selfie from the airplane, I think, and then you were like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to the airport and asking about it, right? How did
No.
that?
I was like, I want to do the same. How do it? But
Oh,
I
yeah.
know nobody. And he was like, go to the airport and ask people. I was like, what do you mean go to the airport and ask people? Like, what's that stupid suggestion? But turns out there's a lot of small like airstrips, and you can go there and then just ask. And that's what I did.
Yeah. And you actually flight it in the first lesson, or
No, I literally get there, right? They have this info day. I was like, info day, amazing, right? I want to have info. I go there.
Yeah.
Like, come there, like, and I see 4 airplanes, like shown off, and I expect 100 people, everything, nothing, right? Just a few people from the club. And I'm going, there's somebody like, hey, what can we help you? It's like, yeah, I'm interested in flying. And so they explain to me, how this works, the lessons, how much expensive it is, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Do you have time? Do you want to go up? I was like, absolutely, I have time.
That's awesome. Yeah. You can we say it again that you got lucky? Yeah, unbelievable. you go there and you literally fly the plane and you don't crash the plane, which is kind of the key point.
I wasn't the one, right? I was the second person in it.
Yeah, right. Well, you got lucky, yeah. So
Like,
yeah.
are you sure? Are you prepared for it? It's like I'm ready for 10 years already. I'm so ready for this. I want to.
Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah, but that's interesting. Where is Lukas Hermann in 10 years, is he flying a plane or is he running a 1,000 person company with, all sorts of products? Where is this going? Where have you even thought about that?
I would like to, honestly. I would like to. I mean, I have this on my Twitter thing. I have this. If you go to my profile, there's these 3 hills, and then it says like bootstrapped, and then funded, and then moonshot project. I always dreamed of having a bigger company with like a team. And I know this goes beyond the bootstrapper indie hacker mindset, but I'm okay with it. And I always saw my first project more as a passive income generator that allows me to put capital into something that needs a bit more, right? Software is cool because you can literally start with a computer and nothing. But then there's stuff that may need a bit more capital, right? Where you may need a few thousand to get started because you need to do a prototype, like something physical, you need some place. I'm looking at these things. I want to do that.
You strike me as a person that would be a good leader, in that sense, a good manager. Like you're a people's person, and you've actually hired, right, for StageTimer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Did that go well, or?
It did. We got. I posted on Twitter, and I thought, what good can come out of Twitter? And then I got 40 people writing me and wanting this job, and then I had to boil it down to 10, and I had interviews, and then nobody told me this. The really hard part of hiring is that you have to you talk to 10 people, and then you have to tell 9 people of them you have to tell no, right? Like in the best case scenario, you still have to say no to 9 people, which is...
What is that one trait that you were looking in when hiring these people, or like when you were hiring?
I have not much experience with hiring, so I thought I'm probably gonna get the wrong person, and I'm probably gonna pay them too much and make everything wrong. So I may as well get over it and just start. And the next time I know,
just
better.
Fail fast. Yeah.
Yeah, I fail fast. I fail early. I did. In fact, I hired the wrong person, but it was I could solve it. I had like bad sleep for 2 weeks, and then I could solve it, and then now I have a good person.
Well, you know what? I like this. I like the dream. I think this whole thing with flying, having the moonshot project, it's actually inspirational. I think a lot of people also look up to you for this, but I'm actually bothered by one thing. You used to be quite commonly tweeting pretty much every day, and you had a few viral things, especially the one just sitting on the grass that for some reason the internet loved. But you're not there that much. You're not inspiring people these days, and I think that's a shame. What happened? Why have you stopped posting? Is it just because you have better things to do these days, or?
I feel like the Twitter algorithm has gone crazy a bit, like between 1 year ago and now. Every now and then it completely changes and does different things, and you have to adjust. And I have trouble being the persona, tweeting the tweet. And sometimes I think, who cares about Twitter? I'm just gonna tweet whatever goes into my head. And then at other times I think, how can I, like put a good hook and write a good thread and informative, and people like it, and whatever. You try all of that, and what you think is successful fails, and what you think is the stupidest tweet ever, gets 20,000 clicks. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the same situation with me. Like I could put some time and effort into like writing a tweet, nothing happens, and then there is a question mark at the end of some stupid sentence, and it goes viral, and I'm like, what's happening? Can someone explain this to me?
I've tried scheduling, never worked. Like
Yeah.
the best thing that works for me is if I have a stupid idea at a stupid time and tweet it. Somehow that's the recipe, but it's very hard to reproduce.
But Lucas, I have one more question. One thing, or not, like, what is the one thing that you would like to share to other makers out there, where the focus should be when they are building a product? Give them some motivation, except that I'm the luckiest person on the world.
Dude, I always feel like all the other people on Twitter, like the Peter Levels and whatever, are better with that than me. So I always go into my German corner and say, what I can really do well? tell people
what is a German corner?
how to start a business in Germany, because apparently nobody knows.
Yeah.
At least the people that write me don't.
Helpful content, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But why don't you think, talking about how you're growing your business is not hitting the spot anymore?
I think for me the hard part is my Twitter. Like, Twitter is not kind of my marketing platform, and my product is not. It's very hard to relate to it actually if you're not from this niche. Like for the catchy content doesn't come often, because when the normal content is like, what is this, right?
Yeah.
Countdown time, and people don't really understand what it does and what it is used for. So it's a bit of a Venn diagram problem that I have.
Yeah, got it. Well, Lukas, thank you very much. I had a blast. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us in this somewhat unusual show. We didn't have the snack segment in a while, but I think it worked very well.
Thank you for the lovely role playing then.
Lukas, well, I'm not gonna watch this recording for sure. Lukas Hermann, he's the inventor of timers and probably time zones. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been wonderful. You're a very funny guy. You're inspirational, and I think a lot of people have much to learn from you. So please keep sharing things, if it's not for your business, but for your soul. I would miss it if you don't.
Follow me if you're not pissed off by B2B businesses.